This topic's pretty much common sense. Sales coaching. Are you coaching? Sure, I hope so, right? But what does that mean? How are you coaching? The most valuable tool I've ever seen in sales coaching and in really running a sales organization is the recorded call and the way that you are able to uh, assess that call, right? There's great technologies for this. My favorite is ExecVision. Shameless plug there. I love it. Now, when I managed my team, I used to get the wave files, right? And I would listen to these wave files at my daughter's swim meet. She used to swim, she still swims, but when she was younger, me on the road on the weekend, sitting at 8 to 10 hour swim meets, I had a lot of time. I'd put the earbuds in, I'd sit there, I'd listen to call, and I'd take notes, and I would send it back to the rep, right? Word document kind of notes. It was awesome. We listened to these calls as groups and we critiqued and we had the best call of the week contests and we let the marketing and sales team work together, or excuse me, listen together and choose it each week. And then I would buy lunch for the best call of the week. Call recordings are awesome, right? But there's also the call recording and the data associated with that being used at a higher level, right? Tool like ExecVision does so many things that are really awesome. One is you can annotate right in the file itself, so you can watch the audio and you can add comments, highlight, scorecard built in. I mean, really just makes call coaching via recording so easy. And then it's also being transcribed, so you can get the macro data. You can scan it for keywords that you want the team using. You can build libraries. I mean, it's awesome. But back to the original point is that if your reps are on the phone, and you're a manager, right? You better be coaching these people. And by that, it's like there's so many ways to coach, but really the primary way to coach is like listening to them, helping them on a call. And you can do that two ways. You can plug in and ride side saddle and listen to the call in real time, which makes the rep, most of them, nervous. It's also impractical. I mean, if they're making 50 dials, 100 dials a day, you're going to sit there and wait for them to connect. You got to record the call, right? Take that recording, time to listen to it, annotate it, create a scorecard for it. Things like that makes such an enormous difference to listen to calls, and I hope you're doing that. And don't forget to play them in a group setting. There's no better learning for one rep listening to another rep deal with a situation they've been through and hearing how they do it. And every rep has to find their own voice. I mean, there's definitely no single way to sell. Obviously we train and coach to best practices and methodologies, but like every salesperson has to find their own voice, if you will. I've seen two salespeople, they couldn't be more different in their personalities using the same methodology, but just the way they handled things was a little different. Both were successful. People are different. So it's great for them to hear other ways that other reps have tried to deal with, say, an objection, and to test it out themselves. Right? So there's a lot of credibility in it because another rep is doing it too, versus you saying, hey, this is the best way that you should handle that call. Well, it might not be in their voice, or they may not be comfortable with that, but they hear Bob or Steve or Sally and the way they handled it, and they're like, I might try that next time. So it offers a lot of freedom, a lot of cross learning between each other, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, the good ribbing that goes along with listening to recorded calls between reps goofing on each other is also a lot of fun, and it builds morale. So record those calls, listen to those calls, and just coach to those calls. There's nothing better.